It's recording.
All right, let's just get on with this. So, it's recording, you said?
Yep.
All right. We usually wait for a person or something, but this is going to come as an awful shock to people at a Monday night that we're doing. I just got a message here. It says, now live is me. So I got a message about that. So that's good news. So that's why everyone's getting their messages now. And then people are going to flood on to the live stream. Nobody knows because we're not doing the live stream on the same time every night because we just put the live streams on YouTube and then you can find them if you dig for them. And I try to put them in season 8, but they, I don't know. I don't have my shit together, to be quite honest with you. I've made a podcast for 8 years, and it's an okay podcast. It's pretty good. You know, people in the Netherlands, they think we're a pretty big deal. There's no two ways about that, Kevin.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Well, we're right on the charts there. We're flying up to all the charts. You know what? The Philippines love us.
Really?
The Philippines, yeah. I never give enough shout-outs to the Philippines.
Good people in the Philippines.
Good people in the Philippines. That's exactly right. And You know what else about the Philippines that people don't know? Is that they love being shouted out. They love being recognized as by another part of the world. Here we are in Canada, recognizing the Philippines' greatness, right?
Yes, man.
They like that, right? And I'm not talking about the government there. I'm talking about the people.
The good people of the Philippines.
The ones that are listening to our podcast, putting us on the charts there.
Those are the
Philippines.
Great people of the Philippines.
Yeah, those are the great people of the Philippines. And you know, the Philippines are quite talented. I like to think of them as the most talented Asian country.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
You ever hear them sing karaoke?
No.
They put the Japanese to shame. I'll tell you that right now.
I bet you they're good dancers, too.
Yep, great dancers. And they also, they'll box your face right off. You know, like Manny Pacquiao. He's a Filipino.
Punch you right out.
Punch you right out. And who, that guy from Journey? Mm-hmm. Isn't he a Filipino guy? He remember the new Steve Perry? Yeah, he's like Filipino Steve Perry.
Yeah.
Yep. He's great. I don't know if he's great or not, but he sounds just like Steve Perry.
Well,
he does.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, I watched the thing about Journey. I'm not a big Journey fan. My wife is, and a guy I live with in the university that you know, he used to play Journey every time I had a girl over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he knew that it was getting good when he would play Highway Run.
Wow.
That's when it got serious, when you heard the Highway Run. We'll go round and round.
That's when the tie was hung on the doorknob.
Oh, yeah. Do not enter then because it's getting serious. Like he's making his real moves then. I remember he struck out a lot. I don't think the Journey was the appropriate move. I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't the Journey.
Maybe. I don't know what his problem was, but he never seemed to get it right. But finally, it's a good happy ending. He did find a beautiful wife, and he's happy now. But back there in university, his game was poor. And I think it was because of his song choice.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is don't blame the Filipino guy for Journey's catalog. This guy's performing the shit out of it.
Yep.
And I give that guy full props, you know?
Especially because he's from the Philippines.
The Philippines, yes.
Do we still have Australian fans? Or
Are you kidding me?
I'm asking a legit question.
Well, of course we still have Australian fans. Of course we do. We'll never lose our great Australian fans, the ones that we have. And Kevin, I noticed that you bring the Australian fans up time and time again on our program. Mm-hmm. And you had mentioned to me once, and I'm going to tell the listening audience why you do it.
Okay.
You're doing this for selfish reasons.
Absolutely.
You're doing this because you want to go to Australia, right?
I do.
And right now, you know, we have the great Emil Van Steeg, right? He's been one of the greatest supporters since the very beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. And when I tried to have some sort of commune on his farm that maybe we could get everybody to gather there.
Yeah.
He had to pass it by the wife. You could tell he wasn't too keen on the idea.
Right.
He somehow spun it into some orgy. And I think it could have put off a few of the fans that weren't expecting that. I didn't mention any orgy. Sometimes I think he reads into what we're talking about, or sometimes I may say things and not remember.
Maybe.
But
that was going to be the Gathering of the Dutchlows, I thought.
Yes, we're something like that. The Gathering of the Dutchlows. Yeah. But it never ended up. You know, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying that we got one guy that's brave in Australia. Yeah. He comes forward. He says he likes our program. He knows our stuff. Mm-hmm. Milks cows and listens to us. And then he says, and that guy, we need more. We know there's other people in Australia. Listen, they're downloading us. We're on the chart there too. We get downloads every week, from Australia.
Yeah.
We know that they're listening. You just have to identify yourself and then offer up your place for Kevin, couch for Kevin to sleep on. That's
all
no
I'm
big
asking.
deal.
Not a big deal.
And then we'll do a podcast in your garage or something.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
I'm not. I kind of joke about that. But I'm not joking. Like I would literally, if anyone in the world in some like far away country that I've never even heard of, they said, me and all my friends that love your show, come to
the island of the Samoans,
and do a show in the American Samoa.
Yeah,
I would be looking at flights in American Samoa. I would lose money, a great amount of money, right?
For the experience.
Just to do it. Just to say we did it. And we met people that liked what we did, and then I would like to go on a vacation and see the world anyways. So it's like, that's worth something, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not like a total loss that you're going to have to pay for flights and stuff. But when you get there, then you can be with people who get your stuff. That'd be so cool.
You could take advantage of your fame.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, fame's a weird thing because it's not real fame. We'll talk about that on the show too, but we haven't really started the show.
No.
This is one of those things where we're just chatting. It's called a cold open, That's what we call it in the biz.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah, this is a cold open, and we're just like, yammer.
Yeah.
But really, we can't get the show properly started.
Right.
Hey, Kevin, what were we just talking about? Because I said we're going to get to it right after the show. We already fucking forgot.
Fame?
Oh, fame. Okay, we'll talk about fame.
All right.
We'll talk about fame, but there's only one way we can talk about fame.
How's that?
Is we play this thing called the theme song.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. To everyone listening at home, thank you and welcome to the Dutch Hall with Pete Van Dyke. I'm your host, Pete Van Dyke, and we are here in the Dutch Hall on a rare Monday night because of a confusion, a mix-up, if you will, a miscommunication. And what I did was I put out a post looking for someone today who didn't like me because I thought it would be an interesting show if we had a person on the show who didn't like me. Then I could work out my differences with them, and I could find out what someone doesn't like about me.
Right.
Turns out, just a throwaway comment on there. Lots of people with comments, and they wanted to share their opinion of why they didn't like me, or everyone had a different opinion. Not a lot of people were nice. They were just like, everyone likes you. You're a nice guy. Who cares? You get that guy on the show. No one's going to listen to that, right? You want a guy that's like, Pete, you're a real piece of garbage, I want to hear
here's why.
Here's why, like honesty. I like that. You were just talking last week, we had a Peruvian, right? A Peruvian that you asked to listen to the show. Now, he's in his 60s?
Yep.
A Peruvian guy in his 60s, you say, listen to the show, let me know what you think. He watched the YouTube feed, I think.
I think the whole thing.
Wow.
I know.
Which is crazy. I mean, he did that for you.
Yep.
Is this a coworker?
Yep.
A coworker finds out that you're doing this. He watches I think we did like an hour and a half too. It was like a long show. It was rambly at times and kind of like I was going through the idea of losing my kids, like not losing my kids, but dropping off in school and not having kids anymore. Which kind of was something that I was worried about forever. It turns out when you actually do it and you're nuts like I am,
right?
You've built it up in your head so bad, and dreaded about it and cried about it and like watched movies and like that remind you of it, you know.
Sad songs
and everything kind of, and then by the time that actual moment comes, it's like kind of anticlimactic.
not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not as big a deal because you built it up so much. You built it up to be so much worse,
Right.
And then you're like, I'll see him on FaceTime tomorrow, or like, you know, whatever, you know, like
Yeah.
they're not gone. Plus, like, I'm so excited for him too.
Yeah.
Like that's the other part. Is like I'm really super stoked for both of them to go and be young people and live their life and become independent.
Yeah, I know you did it right.
Yeah, I just think they're gonna. I'm really encouraged, you know, to watch them. But I have to tell a story. I dropped my daughter off in the city of Toronto, Toronto, Ontario.
Ugh.
And it's the largest city in Canada. And I drop her off. Her apartment is right downtown,
Right.
or not right down, but Jarvis and
It's downtown
University.
enough, so.
Yeah, downtown enough. And anyways, so they only let 2 people in to help her move. So there was 3 of us because my other daughter came with us. And so my wife and her went for a walk while I moved in with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and my other daughter's like, they're maybe 2 minutes away from walking away from the residence.
Yeah.
And there's this dude walking in front of them wearing a skirt,
Okay.
which is normal nowadays. A lot of dudes wear skirts.
Yeah.
I accept everyone,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
But what this fella did was he became curious at something he found on the ground,
Oh no.
and then he bent over to go have a better look at it.
Did he forget that he had a skirt on? Maybe.
And he was not aware of all of his skirt etiquette,
Right.
because he bent over to pick it up and just full cock and balls
Oh.
on full display for my wife and daughter. They're literally we're trying to drop our kid off here, right?
Yes.
So then like right away you get like, okay, like cock and balls in your face. I'm in the city for a minute, you know.
Yep.
And then my wife decides she's going to help unpack, and I'm going to go, you know, let's sit on the patio with my daughter. And so I go out to the parking lot to drop off some empty boxes or something.
Mm-hmm.
And in the parking lot where we decided, this is like a block away from where she lives,
Yeah.
there's 2 gentlemen in there making love in the parking lot.
Oh.
Okay? Making love in the parking lot. And
Interesting.
and yeah, like that's a lot to see, you know, in such a short period of time that I don't often see it. Like normally,
Yeah.
you know, when 2 gentlemen are making love in Norfolk County, they do it in the behind closed doors for the most part. you
Yeah,
know?
I think so.
They do it in the comfort of their own home for the most part. Usually our parking lots have very little of that. Right, would
Yeah.
you say?
A little bit of car parking. That's about it.
Oh, yeah, I parked in a car before, but you're doing it in a place where it's appropriate for that. Like a bush, like a
And a back road.
a back road, a country road. That's where you want to do that. Something with gravel. That's a nice place to do it. You know, and then when you see the headlights coming, then you kind of put enough. You're ready to hide your dick if you have to.
Yeah.
You know.
But this was wide open in the parking lot?
Yeah. They were doing a lot of caressing at first, but then it fully went into, some lovemaking, you know. Definitely some oral
It needed to be behind doors.
pleasure. But I would say, you know, it was a hot day, so at first I was just like, a couple of dudes with their shirts off, no big deal. And then you're like, oh, well, I don't think they got anything on. And then that guy's like, I don't think, whoa, my goodness gracious, you know, like,
Yeah.
that's definitely, that guy's definitely sucking that guy off, you know?
Yeah.
And then, anyways, they seem to be very in love.
Well, it's very nice, but just not appropriate.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if you're already apprehensive of dropping your child off in a big city and saying, you know, is she going to be okay? Is she going to be safe? And is she going to, and then you also have to factor in, she's going to be seeing cock and balls on the regular. She's going
Parking lot sex.
She's going to be seeing parking lot sex.
Yeah.
And that's only like what I saw in like my couple hours there, you know, like what is she going to see over, a full education.
The sun goes down.
So I don't know. I am so cool with it because I'm so confident in my daughter, her ability to like maneuver her way through life.
Yep.
But still, in the same token, it's just like it's got to be culture shock for her, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I imagine if you live in the city, that eventually you'll just like not notice things like that, like, or they just won't have an effect on you. You just get used to guys like jerking off on a bus or something.
Some guy taking a dump on the sidewalk.
Yeah. You'll just see that stuff.
Yeah.
But my other daughter, the one that isn't living there, couldn't get out of that city fast enough. She was just like, she didn't like the smell of the sewer.
No.
She didn't like, how every once in a while you'll smell people shit?
Yep.
You're trying to have a nice couple appetizers on a patio, and then all of a sudden people shit wafts in your nose. That's the normal city smell that people just accept.
Yeah.
Right? But and then they come over here and bitch about manure.
Well, it's not people shit. It's not the shit they're used to smelling.
They're used to smelling people shit. I think people shit's the worst shit to smell, and I never want to smell it. I'll smell cow shit because it's only for a little bit.
Chicken shit, stinky.
Chicken shit's the worst.
Yeah.
No, actually the worst, because I worked in agriculture for a long time, and I've been to a lot of different kinds of operations, and the worst shit is rabbit.
Oh, yeah?
I was in a rabbit barn. Oh, my God, the ammonia. It's like turkey or chicken, Turkey and chicken is second. Like this is how I rank the shits. Number 1, rabbit.
Okay.
It's the highest amount of ammonia. It's just like just
takes your breath away.
It's like smelling salts when you go in there, because it's like it just knocks you, like it just wakes you up. It's overpowering, terrible. Then comes poultry, turkeys, chickens, anything like that, because the same thing, ammonia. Some would say a big pile of it smells a bit like sour cream and onion chips.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? That's what my wife says. But I'm saying it does not exactly.
That might taint someone's
sour cream and onion chips. Yeah, but it's the number 2 poo. Mm-hmm. Then I would go pig.
Pig.
Pig's liquid and smelly, no question. Then comes cow and then horse. Horse is the least offensive shit smell. That's how it goes. Goat would be slightly above cow. Sorry.
I wonder what about sheep.
Sheep?
Sheep shit.
Sheep shit. To be honest, I haven't been in an operation with enough sheep enclosed, but I would assume it would be like a goat.
Yeah.
And in which case, just a tick. I'm going to put it a tick above a cow. But they're all ruminants. Yeah. 4-chambered stomached herbivores, Mm-hmm. Still, a pig, 1 stomach, liquid shit, worse.
Pretty gross.
A bird, terrible. And rabbits, rabbits are...
Number 1.
Number 1. They're gross.
So everybody's already learned something listening.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of people that, probably spend their nights up in bed. You're looking at the ceiling and you're wondering, which shit is the worst?
Yes.
And now you don't have to wonder that anymore. because I did the research. I did the legwork. I went to these operations. I breathed in their stink.
And people shit's worse than all of them.
People shit? No. I'm going to put I'll squeeze people shit.
I like what you did there.
I'll put it in. I'll say the poultry and rabbits are worse than people shit.
Wow. That's a shocking turn. I didn't see that going that way.
I think because it's just so strong, but maybe it's just the concentration of it. But yeah, it's too strong. And then people shit, and then pig after people. Pig shit, I would rather smell pig shit than people shit, because people shit, we eat garbage. We literally eat garbage.
Yeah, and pigs and people are pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. One stomach.
Yep.
You know what I think is a fun fact about how stupid people are is wheatgrass. Wheatgrass? Mm-hmm. They sell it at like health food stores and like smoothie shops. You can get wheatgrass shots and stuff like that. They sell it as a health food. It is 100% undigestible. It's grass. In order for you to digest grass, you need 4 stomachs in order to do it. If you catch your dog or cat eating grass,
it's because they want to puke.
It's because they have an upset stomach and they need to puke. Yeah. And it's not meant for a 1-chambered stomached animal like a human being to eat grass. And they sell it at a high price. to idiots who think it's gonna make them live forever or whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't do the research. They just see it in the health food store. It looks green and all this stuff, but it's grass. You can't eat grass. You can't eat grass. You're not a cow. That's just it.
Maybe.
And I don't know why you're drinking milk. Oh, I shouldn't say this because of Emil. Because he's a dairy farmer, and we got lots of dairy farmers, but I oftentimes think I'm not a cow. Why am I drinking a cow's milk? I'm a human.
Yeah.
Isn't it about time we started milking humans? Like, seriously?
Maybe.
Milk these goddamn humans.
Maybe. I do like a glass of chocolate milk, though.
You know, like I say, you know how there's those stimulus checks?
Yeah.
And they're running out?
Yep.
Start offering some milking jobs.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice.
So they're saying stay at home. You don't have to leave.
Yep.
Go to Amazon, order your fucking breast pump or whatever.
Yep.
Pump away. And then we'll just pick up your milk. We'll send a guy to pick up your milk.
Yeah.
And then Pete gets a nice fucking
natural glass of milk.
Yeah, of some lady from Cleveland who doesn't like her cubicle job.
Right.
And she doesn't want to go back, so she just wants to sit and watch like daytime soap operas. And they still have those?
I would assume so.
And
Judge Judy, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what's on. I don't even know if people watch TV anymore. But if they do, and they like it, they probably like to just sit there watching their TV and getting fucking 2 suction cups on their tits, just sucking money out of them all day long.
To watch TV.
Right? If I made milk out of my own body.
You do.
What?
Man milk.
I don't make milk. You're talking jizz?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. You don't want to sell that. No one's going to buy it.
Not to drink.
Not to do anything with.
Oh.
I have a vasectomy. It's not even got sperm in it.
Oh.
There's nothing good about it's just seminal fluid. It's just pure old seminal fluid. Oh. It's got no market value, Kev.
I had no idea.
I got the absolute worthless shit shooting out of my dick. There's nothing of value that squirts out of my cock at any point in the day.
Is it valuable to you?
No.
Not even when it squirts?
No, I'm getting rid of it. I'm expelling it.
I see.
Because it's poison in my balls that needs to get out. Otherwise, I'm going to hurt someone.
That's true.
I get too angry.
People die over that shit.
It's true. You're not supposed to. Not shoot jizz. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know about people who like take these like challenges that they like not.
Seems like a lose-lose.
Yeah, the celibacy or whatever. You're like not doing it. One time I did it. I went 2
hours.
No, because I went to England to school in 1995.
Yeah,
and I had a new roommate. I just met him when I went in there, and we're sleeping in a bunk bed.
Yeah,
I'm on the top bunk, and he's on the bottom bunk. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not going to beat off. And then it's like, then you're like, oh, I beat off in the shower. I'm like, everyone's around. Yeah. You know, it's still like I don't feel like it's appropriate. Like I'd be able to be comfortable. So I'm like, I'm going to see how long I can go without doing it, you know? All the other guys are like, you know, I gave up. I'm just like beating off in the shower and the soap dish, you know, and whatever. And then you're like, oh, God damn it, you know? Like you got to know that when you're in there. And then, so I tried my best, you know? I said, I'm going to go without doing it.
Yeah.
And then I'm sleeping on the top bunk one night, just sleeping on minding my own goddamn beeswax.
Yeah.
And I have a goddamn dream. About playing volleyball in grade 7 where I fall over the net and on top of one of the girls I went to grade school with.
Oh, my goodness.
And I wake up from this dream and I'm jizzing all on top of my poor roommate. You know? Like, you know, he has no idea. And then I was sitting there, like I had a nocturnal emission, you know, that's what happened to me because I didn't take care of myself. I went off on my own. And now I'm sitting there knowing that happened to me right above this guy. And then I'm walking around looking him in the eyes. I can't look him in the eye. You know, I feel shame. And finally, I just like it's too much. I admit to him because he's saying you're being weird. Like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
And like I just fucking jizzed all over the bed on top of you. I had no idea. Like it went off on my own. I said, I'll promise I'll jerk off in the shower now. Because that's way worse. Yeah. You know, then it's way worse. Like knowing that could be dripping above. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, not that I'm making that much, but like that's going to be like a tsunami off the top or anything. But it's like
you think you could have got mattress soaked through.
You don't know, man. You just don't want to get anyone's stuff on you.
Yeah.
You know, you like that would be like unforgivable. He would never still be my friend if that happened. Yeah.
Especially if you sleep with his mouth open.
Oh, you brought it there.
I did.
Anyways, no, it never happened. But I do feel bad about that. Nocturnal emission. I think so that's why I said, like, from now on, they're not going to never be jizz in my balls too long,
Yeah.
I'm always going to give it a place to go. I'm always going to let my jizz free. It's never be trapped in there just causing trouble.
Nope.
It's going to go free and explore the world. Mostly on various old towels and socks, and sometimes just, willy-nilly into the forest.
You're actually doing into the forest. You're actually doing, that's impressive. You're doing the world a favor.
Yeah.
You're doing a good thing.
Thank you. I do like to, once in a while you throw some in the forest, they just give it to the nature.
see what nature does with it.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know. Maybe we'll have some sort of tree that looks like me.
Nice.
I don't know. But all I know is that I give them my seed.
I wonder how much is in the forest. And I don't just mean behind your house, everywhere.
Every forest.
Yeah.
So well, why
you're
not?
The only one doing it.
Why not? You ever go on a hike and maybe just like no one's around and you're hiking with your loved one? Maybe you go give her a go in the thistle bush.
Yeah.
You never do that?
Or of a rock?
Yeah, rock. I don't know. I like outdoor. I would like to make love outdoors to my wife. Like if I knew that nobody would catch us.
Yeah.
Right? That would be freeing. I would like to do it on top of a mountain, where I'm just as long as there's enough of a flat spot up there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be tilty.
Not on the peak, especially.
Yeah, I'd probably do it just below the peak, to be honest with you. Maybe just a nice vista. Maybe not at the top. That's more of a solitude thing. I shouldn't bang at the top.
Is the thought of maybe getting caught make it better? The potential.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I think kind of. I think the whole thing is that because it's naughty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that becomes the excitement, the naughtiness. Anytime you can do something where you're like, oh, I don't usually do this, or I shouldn't be doing this, but I kind of want to.
Yes.
Then there's some excitement to that for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you got to come up with ways to get it when you've been married a long time. That's the thing. You've been married a long time. Most of the thing, what I think the main problem is with people who've been married a long time is they don't hit on their spouse anymore.
Yeah.
Like hit on them.
Yeah.
Like, or try to pick them up. Mm-hmm. Like put your moves on them.
Yeah.
Like you forget because you're like have such familiarity that you forget like to put the moves on them. But every once in a while, like I know now that if I really want to like get busy with my wife, like I'm going to want to like seal a deal and I want to make sure that it happens, because I'm like, it's time, like I'm due.
Right.
But I know easily I could fuck this up. Like I'm going to mess this up for sure.
Yeah.
So, cause a whole day's got to happen. Like there's a whole, now I know how long after I fuck up I have to wait to get sex or whatever, and it's fucking too long, buddy. It's too long.
You don't like the penance period?
No, I don't like conditional love. I only like unconditional. Unconditional means you have to fuck me even when you hate me. Yeah. That's unconditional. Plus, I made, like, when you make the deal that you're going to be monogamous.
Right.
Right? I'm monogamous. Means I'm only with you. That means, like, when I have these physical needs, I can get them from one person, and that's you. Mm-hmm. Not you, but of course your spouse or whatever. But not you, Kev. I won't do it to you.
God damn it!
But I can only get it from you, and if you're not going to give it to me, then I have no one to get it from.
Right.
Right. And then this deal fucking sucks, And then like that's not the right deal, Then how does that work? That bugs me. Not like that bugs everybody because no one's on the same schedule as your wife. But also, I think I don't know if this is true for every woman, but do they like women don't get horny like men do.
Not outwardly.
Like they get horny differently.
Yeah.
Like they don't. It's not like all the time. Like it's not all the time. Like it's not like a regular thing that happens all the time. Like For us, it's just a matter of the clock.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, really, it seems like there's just like it's been a while. I just feel like I need to bust one.
Like the stars and moons don't need to line up. And
yeah, with them, it's like, there has to be something that makes them, warms them up,
Yeah.
gets them going to that point. It's like, it's terrible. So exhausting. It's like, we made the deal. Can't you just make the deal? But it's like, no, you can't. You have to really do all this stuff. But I have to, like, really watch what I do. And then, like, put some moves in there. Make sure you throw some compliments. Make sure you don't say anything. Don't get frustrated at anything. Don't, like, show any sort of my natural instinct to, like,
stop being yourself.
Yeah, try my best to not be anything close to what my natural instincts are. And then if I can disguise my humanity into something that she finds tolerable,
Yeah.
then I will definitely begin some
Maybe
action.
you need that thing, like, on Windows where it says, "Are you sure?" when you're about ready to do something.
Oh man! Oh, that'd be awesome. That would actually help me greatly, because if I would answer it. Problem is when you're like fired up, you never really.
Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure.
Of course, I'm fucking sure. What do you think? I'm stupid?
Yeah.
And then of course you do it, and you're like, oh, I'm stupid.
Damn it! I should have just clicked no.
I wasn't sure at all.
Do you want a minute to think about this? That would never fly.
How about I just keep making mistakes until until I learn? Oh man, yeah, I know. It is true though. Anything you do, if you wait long enough, the plan changes and then gets better. And then you're like, man, I can keep waiting forever, and the plan will keep getting better.
Yep.
But
nothing gets done.
Yeah, it's like the church I got. It's like I know what I don't want to do with it now, but like I didn't know what I did want to do with it, and then so I had a plan. Then I changed the plan. Then I changed it again. Then I changed it again, and now I've changed it for the last time.
It's a good plan though.
But I think it's a way better plan than any of the ones I had before. Because it makes huge sense, and sometimes it just takes. It's like telling a joke, You go tell the joke the first time, and you think, oh, there's maybe something to it, but then you listen to that same joke like a year later, and it's like completely
evolved.
Yeah, it's like it's doesn't even resemble the original joke, and it's so much better.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what's cool. Just any ideas kind of like that. Speaking of which,
yes,
I went to Levity Comedy Club in Hamilton on Wednesday.
Oh, how'd that go?
Went excellent. It was the best. It was so fun. They asked me to host for the evening, so that was good. You get a little bit more stage time. You could try out a few more jokes.
Right.
I had 3 brand new jokes, pretty much.
Right.
All of them hit. That's a really good feeling, because those are the ones you're kind of like trying to wedge them in. Like, these ones could bomb,
right.
And then, but all of them hit, so I'm really stoked, because they're all like pretty decent jokes as far as they're honest, they're personal, they're like 2 of them are the ones my therapist told me to write.
Oh yeah,
as my homework or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, and those ones both hit, and they're based on real shit, but they're disguised so they don't make people sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wrote a page and a half about something I was bothered about in my childhood.
Yeah.
A page and a half.
And you got a joke out of it?
I got a 2-line joke out of it.
Nice.
And the page and a half was like, I was trying to be funny in the page and a half, talking about this thing that bothers me from when I was a kid. And I was trying to be funny in the page and a half. It was not funny. Any of it. It was just fucking garbage. And then all of a sudden, like, something popped out of it where you saw the connection, and then the joke came together, and I'm so happy with it, because it seems like I stole it.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's so simple. Why didn't everyone must have told this joke?
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then no one did. I don't think anyone's told it. So then you just stumble on one of those perfectly simple, right there for you jokes. I'm really happy about that one. Anyway, so a couple great things. Then the audience was just lit. Like, the audience was fantastic, and a lot of good comics on the show. And one guy, I got to tell you about this one kid. Because this kid was like first time, you know? And the show's pretty good. Like like for an amateur night, it was decent, you know, like it had a lot of decent comics on it. And this kid goes up near the end too, and he's doing fine. Especially for a first time, he's doing fine. He's doing good. But it doesn't go as it did in his head.
Okay.
And he's not getting the laughs that some of the other more seasoned comics have gotten.
Yeah.
So in his mind, he's dying. And then because it's his first time, he articulates how he feels he's dying. And then that continued. The crowd gives him like pity claps, and now he's offended by the pity claps, you know. And then it was kind of one of those things where he was doing fine. He was doing a really hard thing. It was his first time doing it.
Yeah.
He's up there on stage, and if he never told people it was his first time, they never would have thought it. He looked like he was comfortable.
Yeah.
He even when he did do that roofing stuff, like the one time he said, which some people do when they're bombing, they do a shout out to the host a lot of times, like let's hear it for Pete, because they make the crowd like let's hear it for our host, he's doing great tonight. So he goes, let's hear it for our host, he's doing great tonight. He's probably watching my set right now, thinking I'm going to have to come up with something funny when this kid's off the stage, because I got to get the crowd back.
Well, and
then I just looked up from my phone where I was like timing him or whatever.
Yeah.
And I go, kid knows comedy. Because that's exactly what I was thinking, that's exactly what I had to do. I didn't tell the audience that, but that's what I had to do. But there was really some really fun crowd work moments. And then afterwards, they said you didn't have to leave the club. You could just settle up your bill and then stay at the bar and hang out. And they had karaoke, and so some of the local servers would come do karaoke after too.
Okay.
And most of the audience stayed, and they just wanted to. This is what we talked at the beginning about, talking about fame.
Yeah. Like,
I am by no means famous. No one can ever exaggerate that I am famous. Okay. And under I don't think if you looked at any of my statistics in any way, shape, or form that I could be considered famous. At least, and Wikipedia agrees with you. And so, with me. But this night at Levity Comedy Club, from hosting an amateur night, staying with the audience afterwards, the audience treated me like I was famous.
You fucking famous.
And they were super. They were also so super cool, man. The people I met, and they're from. Some of them drove a ways to be there that night, and they stayed after. And a lot of the people I was talking to, the universal thing that came through with it all was they all fucking hate their jobs. They all hate their jobs.
Yeah.
And they all kind of look at us and live vicariously through us.
Yeah.
Behaving like they're not allowed to behave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
What happened?
Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth it to do the video, because nobody fucking watched it and it just keeps giving me shit like this.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to see. I don't know if it's either internet or the stream itself. I'll try to fix that and then see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
But it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain.
Oh, it's YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's fucking up. I don't care. To be honest, for the amount of shit we get from YouTube, let's just keep the audio show going. The audio people are gems.
Yeah.
And if this thing decides to fix itself, then we'll fix itself. But otherwise, I'm just going to I like to pull clips if we ever say anything funny. But so if I was at Levity, and then they're saying that, for that night, everyone's treating me like I'm kind of famous because they wish that they could be like doing something different than what they're doing.
Right.
And a lot of them are comedy fans, so they kind of look up the fact that we did it, or we're doing it. And And I was one of those guys. I remember, like, because I usually would tell my jokes, and then I would go home, and I wouldn't stay around with the audience. And now I realize that it's part of my job that I got to stay around with the audience. Mm-hmm. But I'm actually enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. And some of it's the fact that they're pumping my tires. Yeah, that does feel pretty good. But some of it's just the fact that you realize, like, we kind of have a responsibility, like. It's just different for them. They live the same existence. Like, people go to work every day and it's the same shit every day. And then when they come to the show where there's some guy that's just like doesn't care, he says things that they want to say. They want to say, or that they would know that it's not socially acceptable to say. Like, some of the things I say on stage to people, you can't say that. I wouldn't say it off the stage. Yeah, because it's not polite. It's not the way people talk to one another, right? But on stage, you can say it because they give you, I don't know, you have more ability to get away with it, you know? And, like, I can tell a person I told this one kid to his face that I didn't want him to take it the wrong way, but there's just something about him that I just didn't like, right? That's not what you say to a person, you know? You don't want to say that to a person's face, right?
I think don't take it the wrong way usually means something bad's coming.
Yeah, but I hate everything about you. No offense. Yeah, I love doing that. You know, where you can say that's like you know you're going to say something horrible when you preface it with, don't take this the wrong way, but your mom's a whore.
Yeah, no offense.
Right. But that's the sort of stuff, you know. And when I heard that one thing on a Bert Kreischer podcast where he said the guy came after and said, "I'm a super fan, and when you succeed, then I succeed too." And I thought that made me look at it differently. Like, I had a responsibility. People like our podcast, you know. Mm-hmm. And then this night made me think, like, I got a responsibility to these people, even for that one night, because they're going to go back to work and be like, I went to this comedy show and I hung out with one of the comics, and to them it's a break from their routine, and it's something that's memorable, and they're going to talk about it, and it means something to them. Plus, they got a chance to, like, you know, pick a guy's brain who got out. Yeah, you know, which was kind of, it's fun for me too, you know. But anyways, I really enjoyed it. And the Patrick and Lindsay there at Levity in Hamilton, they run a good club, and it's super fun there. If you're ever in Hamilton, you're looking to check out a comedy show, I would fully recommend going to Levity Comedy Lounge. And hopefully they'll have me up there more often, because I really like that place. It's great. Wow, that's awesome. I love doing clubs again. It's just so awesome. It was sold out. Mm-hmm. Like, most of the shows have been sold out. And before the pandemic, none of the shows were sold out. You know, like,
people need to get out now.
And being away from, like, losing it for a year and a half, I think people missed it. Yeah, you know, like the real comedy fans
didn't even know what they missed, but they missed it.
Yeah, there were so many drunk people too that night. It was a Wednesday night in Hamilton. I counted 3 people who ordered bottles of wine to the table, which I've never seen. At the comedy club before, and no special occasions to speak of.
Just wanted to get lit.
Just wanted to get fucked up on a Wednesday. Like, just dirty old alcoholics. It was a great crowd. Loved it.
It's respectable.
Oh, yeah. Hamilton's one of those cities that I put on the, like, beautiful, the perfect comedy city, you know? Hamilton. London's good, too. Oshawa is great. You know, St. Catharines, great.
Maybe you need, like, a little bit of that factory element.
Yeah, you need a town where people have been through some shit. Yep. You know, you need a town where there's, like, been bad stuff happen, where, like, everybody's,
like, the plant that everybody worked at closed.
Yeah, that's what you need. You don't want to do a comedy show in the nice part of town. You're going to get people who pay for tickets, but they're going to, like, bitch about your jokes. Yeah. The people at the poor end of town
just want to laugh.
Yeah, they're going to be the best audiences, but they're not going to pay us anything. But they are the best audiences.
You just have to have a bigger room.
Yeah, that's why immigrant audiences are awesome, because they have been through something. Yep. You know, anybody that's had hardship is a good audience member for the most part, because they know that they're not going to get their nuts in a knot about some fucking word or something like that,
right.
because there's real problems that actually suck, you know?
Yeah.
You look at if you ever like hear a complaint and you're like, I don't know if that's a real issue, if that's just like one of these like blown out of proportion social media things or whatever.
Yeah.
Just look at the source. If it's all a bunch of kids saying it, then there's a chance that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they haven't been through anything tough in their entire life.
Sure. If that's the toughest thing that word bothered you, whatever it is. I hear the Nirvana baby soon.
Yeah. The Nirvana baby, it took them fucking 25 years. Now they decide they're going to sue them for putting the picture of their dick on there. Baby dick.
I seen a picture of the Van Halen baby, and it said underneath, he's suing the Nirvana baby for being a pussy.
Yeah. That's the thing about, you're a baby.
Yeah.
This is the way I look at it, Kev. This is the way I look at it.
All right.
That guy, the Nirvana baby, waited until he was old enough to be a pedophile in order to become horny enough to be offended by his picture
this is a good
to complain about it. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Right? He couldn't complain when he was a child because he was a child. Yeah. That was appropriate to want to bang that baby.
Boy.
You're not allowed to do jokes like that, I don't think.
No?
No, I don't think you're allowed to do baby banging jokes. Well, maybe. Yeah. The only time I got in trouble for telling a joke on this show was because I did a dead baby joke.
Oh, well.
Which I also did on my very first episode. But no one complained about that one.
No?
No.
Nobody heard it?
No. Actually, my sister-in-law did kind of complain because it came out just before Christmas, and she goes, dead babies before Christmas. I don't think that was her that was one of the first pieces of feedback I got. I did it.
All right. I don't know. Why is it before Christmas that it's bad?
Well, you don't want to think of dead babies just for a holiday. You're sad.
All right. Fair. I just thought maybe dead babies any time of year is not cool, but...
Oh, yeah. No, it's worse at Christmas. Everything's worse at Christmas. Okay. You try to keep... Most people try to, if they're, going to die... They wait till after Christmas.
Boxing Day.
That's when you die.
Maybe wait till after New Year's, too. What the fuck?
Well, you might as well see another one go. You're that close, right? Take away another year.
Drink your fucking face off if you knew it was...
Oh, if I knew it was the last one?
Yeah.
I know. I knew this guy. He wanted to die. He was old. Great guy. I think he lived the perfect life, to be honest with you. I think this guy lived the perfect life. And he wanted to die. As the story goes, told by his wife. And she's like, you can't die. You have Christmas. We have Christmas coming up, and, you should...
Got to be alive for Christmas.
You should be around for one more Christmas. And he's like, all right. Right? And goes around, does all his Christmas things. Yeah. Takes it, big smile on his face the whole time. Just a peach of a man, even at that Christmas, Mm-hmm. And then after he's done, he said to his wife, I think I'm ready now. Can I go now? And she's like, all right, if you want to. And then he died. On his own terms, eh?
Wow.
And he's 97 or something like that, That's how he went out. Yeah, just the best. I was like, I went to his funeral, and I was sad because the guy was such a great guy.
Yeah.
But I was just more in admiration that the guy did it perfectly.
He did it on his own terms.
Yeah. And he had a good quality of life, pretty much the whole way through. He always had a train set in his basement. And I think that's the key right there, eh? That train set in his basement that he loved so much. It was that tie to your childhood, I think that's what keeps you young for your whole life, and then you live forever. You live longer.
I think if you get
your dad lived forever. Your dad lived a long time.
He did 96, yeah.
And did he have childlike qualities to him?
Yep.
He played or whatever, or he joked around?
Yeah, a dick joke. That was it for. He loved dick and fart jokes.
Yeah. See, guys, that's what I mean. That juvenile stuff. Even me, my dirty jokes I tell on stage, and I know my daughter's like, "Are you still telling dick jokes, Dad?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "You're better than that." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I'm not."
As long as it's fun, it's just got to be funny.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not better than a dick joke. I put them on the pedestal. I love dick jokes above anything else. Other people put them down as being lowbrow, but I like them. I mean, there's nothing that makes me laugh more than an honest, dirty joke. And
I think it's just got to be funny.
It's just fun. Yeah, it has to be funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it, and that's the thing. It just has to be funny, and it's so subjective. But I do love it. I love the back, man. It's so much more fun now. Mm-hmm. It's so fun. So we're getting close to the end here, Kev. We got like 10 minutes left.
All right.
And I still have to do a segment that we call a feedback. Oh, we got feedback. We got feedback. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's segment is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Amazon. Go to our website, click on the banner, do your shopping. We get a little bit of money. That's how it works. No big deal. And also, it's brought to you by our Patreon account. Number one, our Queen Jen Husko is our only Patreon subscriber, and I have promised her a hot tub video against my friend Dave's wishes. I thought it was up there. I'm not sure if it is. Jen, if you're listening to this, which I know you are, eventually, if you're not listening right now, you'll be listening soon. Jen, I'm getting you that effing hot tub video. If I have to deliver it to you and play it to you on my phone, whatever I got to do, I'm going to make sure you see that goddamn video. But I also want to make sure it's up there for people who pay. So if you're going to pay, it'll be there for you too until the Charters pays, and then I have to take it down. And then, but until that day happens, you're going to get to see it against his wishes.
Yeah. And
also, there's also a girl that was on our show one time, and she puked. And I have the video of that, and I'd like to put that up because I don't want to put that on the socials and just blanketly like humiliate the girl for puking on my show.
Yeah.
But she did puke on my show, and I can do that, but I don't want to because I don't want to embarrass her. But if you pay on the Patreon, then you can see.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good because it's not graphic. She kind of does a good job of hiding the actual vomit, so it's not too like disgusting. Mm-hmm. But the reaction of my brother is hilarious, and the obliviousness of Shazma. And then when he does finally realize, and he's trapped by the pool of vomit, it's very, very funny. And the fact that you can see it, you can see like the lead up to it.
Yeah,
I think I can really break it down, put some some commentary into it, and that's going to be on the Patreon too. So look for that in the near future. But that's the sort of stuff we're going to be putting on there. I'm going to try to do it on a regular basis for our not just our queen, but hopefully for future people that's worthwhile for them to subscribe to us. And then in the future, we do have other, as more people support us, we're going to have more special footage and stuff like that we release just to the Patreon subscribers. And some of those old shows, hopefully, too, we're going to be polishing those up, editing them, tightening them up, and then putting those on the Patreon first as well. So just to give people, and that's at patreon.com/Dutch Hall. /Dutch Hall, and you'll find us there. And there's also small business stuff there too. If you're a small business and you want us to promote your business, we can do that too. And if you're a charity looking for something, some sort of a clever fundraiser, I got an idea for you. Why don't you book a comedy show? And why not book one of the Spiky Ball comedy shows? Because we are going to have some of the greatest comics in the country that I have the pleasure to work with all the time. So I will be happy to book them, bring them to your charity event. We'll work out a deal. You'll get the bar, we'll get the door, or something like that, and you can have a bunch of money for your club and also have a fun night out where you get to hear a bunch of dick jokes. So let us know. Just give us an email here at lifeinthedutchhall@gmail.com. We'll make sure to set you the right way. And we can do it for any budget, too. Doesn't matter what your budget is. We can find you a performer. If you'd have very little money, we'll get you Joe. If you have a lot of money, we'll get you someone good.
Nice.
So just let us know, and we can set you up. So we have a few, and also BetterHelp. BetterHelp, if you are struggling with anything in your life, as I know a lot of us have struggles, a lot of us have like childhood trauma. It's like one of the biggest epidemics for people our age is trauma. Now that I can recognize some of the signs of it, you see it everywhere. Everyone has it. It's like so evident. But so if you're struggling in any way, shape, or form, there's help out there, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be inconvenient. You don't have to drive all over to big cities. If you're like remote in the world, no matter where you are in the world, you can go to BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp.com is not a self-help site. It's not a crisis line. It's professional counseling done discreetly. It's right from the comfort of your own home. You can within 2 weeks they'll hook you up with a licensed professional, and then you're off to the races. If you don't like them, you can switch at any time. You don't have to go line up and sit in a waiting room with a bunch of other people who are struggling. You feel it, might be judging you, you're embarrassed by it, whatever's eating up in your head. You don't have to do that. Just Zoom them or whatever. You can talk to a real life person and help with your problems. So BetterHelp.com, and for Dutch Hall listeners, you will get 10% off your first month if you go to www.betterhelp.com/Dutch Hall. That's betterhelp.com/Dutch Hall. And that's it. That's our ads. Now, we did send out a message today. And it was basically looking for someone who didn't like me. And I looked all over. I could not find, but a lot of people did make some comments. One that I really liked was from Rick Mastronardi. He was like, he has been on our show and a great supporter of our show. Mm-hmm. Rick Mastronardi said, "When's Jane's episode?" Ooh. And that is an excellent point. I do not know why I didn't think of her to get into all the things she doesn't like about me in an episode and really like flush it out.
Right.
Where you say like, yeah, but that part about me, mm-hmm. that could be a really good episode, but it could also be like
really bad episode.
Yeah, like it would divorce me,
Yeah.
So I don't know about that, but it's tempting though.
It's a good idea.
I think.
And
then Menno Vaness said, "Sorry, but I'm busy."
Oh,
like because he doesn't have must have a problem with me.
He's too busy
to work it out on a podcast,
or he's scared,
or he said lots of love at the beginning of that. LOL. So maybe he's joking, but anyways, and then I got this one from Emil Van Steeg, the guy from Australia that we were speaking about at the beginning of the show.
Don't ruin it.
He says, "So you want to pay for me to come to Canada to tell you and your Dutch Hall fans that Pete is a C-U-N-T?"
He's a listener.
Sorry, a 2-time award C-U-N-T.
Listen to this guy. I don't think he understands the concept of being Dutch, though.
Well, that... Obviously, and Emil, you saw the message I wrote you back. Kevin's didn't see it, but he thinks it because he's a real Dutchman. He knows I'm not going to fucking pay you for a ticket.
Fucking chance.
Nothing about my message ever said I'd pay you a goddamn red cent.
No, I don't think you'd pay to have Jane come back here.
Pete Van Dyke.
Yeah, hello. Live from the Dutch Hall.
Yeah, exactly. And then he says, "Not sure if I could do it. Paul's a big dude, and I'll never see that one slow punch." Is a real listener,
He
right?
really is, yeah.
He is a real listener. And, yeah, Paul's one slow... It's not that the punch is really that slow. It's just telegraphed. It's not super slow. It's telegraphed, and it hits a fucking wall, like it packs a wall up.
It's like a pail of cement hitting you in the head.
Yeah, you're just getting hit with a concrete slab. Yeah. It's no good. But I'm just telling you, Paul's nothing to worry about. Number one, he would never protect me if you called me a cunt.
He'd laugh.
Yeah, he would be happy. You'd be probably his new best friend. he would say, "Can you travel around and call my brother a cunt on a regular basis?" saves me the trouble of doing it. You know, he would be your biggest supporter. The last thing you'd have to worry about is a punch from my brother. You would have to probably, in fact, you don't have to worry about anybody. There's no one really defending me if you came in here from Australia on your own dime.
Yeah, Jesus.
You would then call me a 2-time award-winning cunt.
Yeah.
And then at that time, I would probably just take my lumps.
Yeah.
Okay? I would just accept it.
I'd encourage him to teach us some Australian slang.
And I would probably get into it, maybe just saying, like, is that a good thing? Like, because you're Australian? Like, maybe I'm...
yeah.
Maybe it's not an insult. It's like kind of like, you know, a bloke,
yeah,
you know?
I hear that guy. He's a good cunt.
Good cunt, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't... Maybe this isn't something that would be offensive, even men offensive, you know?
I really like this guy, but I am a little bit I take offense to the fact that he thought you'd pay.
Well, it's just an oversight on his part. I think what that is his Dutchness.
He was trying to
out,
supersede your Dutchness.
Yeah, like it was probably his own Dutchness that was saying, "Can I get a free trip to Canada out of this?" You know, what's Pete shaking there? Is he a real big roller?
Yeah,
is he a big time baller Pete and just like fly me over to take a shit on him or whatever? And I'm like, no, I am the real deal, cheap as fuck. Yeah. My wife is a baller.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. She doesn't stop working. She's like she's what they call, I called her the other day, something, and I thought it's a perfect way to describe her. She's a super provider, my wife, against her will even. Like she has no ambition to do what she does. You know, like she just likes to do her job, you know. Like she likes her job, she does her job. But she doesn't like have any like financial like acumen, like she doesn't understand money that well, so she just kind of like knows she works hard and she likes to work hard and she just hopes it all works out and she does the right things that everyone tells her to do.
Oh, so she's definitely
but she doesn't really like, it's not her like mission or anything, you know. It's not important to her,
right?
She just like, she's not even going to spend it, she's just going to just make it, you know, because she doesn't have a second gear. She doesn't have like a slow down gear or anything like that.
Go hard.
She's like pedal to the floor and go like nuts.
She's a good woman.
Oh, you like that? You like a woman that works that hard like that?
She's a good woman.
She's totally a good woman. There's no question about that. If anyone said something different than that, punch them right in the teeth.
Fuck yeah.
Because there's something wrong with them.
Maybe a high knee.
Yeah, you know what the guy said at the comedy show? I said to my wife when I came home, this is when I talk about her being real famous. I'm not famous. My wife is famous.
Right.
The comedy show even. I'm hosting that the night. At the end of the night, 2 of the comics on stage mentioned my hot wife. They mentioned my hot wife. Like the headliner ended with the crowd, with him yelling at the crowd, "Let's hear it for Pete's hot wife."
Nice.
My wife's not there. She didn't come with me to the club, you know, like she's at home sleeping.
Yeah.
And these guys are like shouting her out, her praises,
right,
from an hour away.
This is true fame. I
have to come back and tell her, you know, you got like a big round of applause for being hot, and nobody even saw you, like because of these dudes. Like that's her. She's got real charisma, real fame. I do not. I am just banging her.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, really. The shoutouts for her are really shoutouts for me.
Yeah, man. Because
they just saw what kind of a train wreck she chose. Because they watched me on stage for that whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, the one girl was getting dragged out of the club. It was right before the headliner went up. And she was like getting dragged out by her boyfriend because she was way too wasted. Right. She was one of the bottles of wine tables.
Yeah.
And she's like kind of like leaning on her husband and kind of getting like helped out. She slurred at me that I was her favorite.
Ah,
isn't that nice?
That's amazing.
Those are the kind of stories that you just don't get staying at home on a Wednesday night. You know, you go out and you get to see, you know, people super inebriated just slurring praise at you. And
I was home that Wednesday night. Nobody said shit to me.
Yeah, no one does, right? Most of the time, your TV's not even talking to you.
Nope.
Anyways, we got through on Kev.
Nice.
That is an hour, pretty damn fucking close on the button. Emil, I don't know if we're still doing it, but you are the listener of the week.
Definitely the listener of the week.
You are the listener of the week. This is your week. Boom. And if anyone else wants to support our show, you know you can go to patreon.com/Dutch Hall. Hey, come on, only $5 a month, and it'll really help us out. Mm-hmm. And you can also go to Amazon and all that stuff and give us feedback at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, or you can go to Dutch Hall on Instagram or Twitter, or we're live from the Dutch Hall or the Dutch Hall, whatever we are, on Facebook, all that stuff, Quora, LinkedIn. We'll do that shit if we have to, if anything will work. But tell your friends and tell us what you think of the show. It's fun talking to you guys. You guys are funny.
Fuck yeah.
And Emil, come on, send us some pictures of your couches for Kev. Hey,
Yeah.
Just let us know if any of them look comfy for him.
You want to pay for a trip for me to come down?
Yeah. I don't know what maybe milk is really selling good in Australia.
I'll milk a cow.
Yeah, god damn it. I'll like a cow too. I just don't understand why we're drinking their milk. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Why do we think that a cow would be the best substitute? I could see milking a monkey, right? A monkey looks like a person.
Similar, yeah.
Similar, you know. Even you milk a pig.
Milk a bull.
You only do that once. They end up with jizz all over you.
There you go.
That's our show for this week, people. We will see you next Thursday. That's how you do it, man. You hit it on a joke.
Thanks a lot, Pete.
With like 2 robots and my kids. They made out of old DVD players.
That's okay.